Hey guys, how you doing? You've probably noticed I had a slight accident with my indicator. As it was in the garage and I was pulling it out against AJ's bike, the indicator flipped up like this. It wouldn't normally be a bit of a problem with the rubber. It is designed to move a little. However, I think where the bike was stood and sat for 5 to 6 months before I had it, it was enough to make the rubber go brittle. Blue electrical tape, as it turns out, is not enough to hold an indicator light on, just in case you were curious. So I had a bit of a tantrum and I pulled it right the way off. So the video for today is new indicator. I have had a bit of a look. There's only 2 screws that are holding the indicator into place, so it should be a fairly straightforward swap over. It turns out that I got these ones off eBay from M&P. They're actually for a Suzuki TL 1000, but the indicators themselves are completely identical. So trying to find an SV650 indicator I found a little bit challenging online, but the TL 1000Rs were exactly the same. So in order to get to this part here, like I say, there's 2 Phillips screws on the other side of this, but it's quite a mission to reach and get into. To make life a little bit easier, I'm just going to take the whole side fairing off. Nice and simple, it's just a number 4 Allen key and a series of bolts, so let's just crack on. I love these trays, they're really handy to keep all the nuts and bolts together. It's also important to notice when you take off the side fairing, you've also got to take off the wing mirror as well. I think that's a couple of Phillips screws if I remember right. 1 Phillips screw. So we'll come to that one in a minute. One in there as well. So that's taken that cover off, and then there's 2 Allen screws underneath here, which will then take the whole side mirror off. Just to note that the Allen keys required for this one is a number 6. the spacer. Get that. Keep those all together. Let's see if I missed any. Oh yeah. There's one. There's a rubber like grommet about here-ish, which is held on, so you've just got to pull on it and get that to release carefully, and then the fairing should come away. So as you can see, these are the two screws that I was talking about, so it should just be a case of simply undoing that and putting the new indicator in. Putting it back together again, and then hopefully we should be nearly done. This rubber is so perished, it's just snapping off in my hand, so that came through fairly easily, and then that just leaves the hole now for the new indicator. Okay, so new indicator comes through, it sits in that little rivet there, and that's the connection there, which connects onto this one here. They literally just click into place. So once it's attached to the fairing, I'll click that back in before I reassemble all the fairing side. Good. Actually, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to test that the indicator actually works before I do it. Because how much would that suck? Right. Let's get that bad boy fitted. Okay, so that's sat in. So then we just put the holder on top. In. And now, exactly as we did before, just in reverse. So, screws in first. 1, 2. Good. Now then, as I mentioned before, see how it's a lot more flexible, a lot more bendy this time, so that's going to work well. So as I mentioned, we connect it up first. Could do with a few more hands. Right, so that's in. Yep, good. Ideal. Right, so reconnecting. Right, good. So exactly the same in reverse. No. I'm going to come back and tighten those on in just a second. want these Allen bolts to be nice and tight, but I don't want to over tighten them, because when the bike's going and it's vibrating, if it's too tight you can actually do quite a bit of damage. Or crack the fairing if you tighten it too much when putting it back together again. And then last of all, put the cover back on over the top. Good. One replaced indicator. Happy days.